All right. Exciting. Hey, everyone. All right. Close that door. Yeah.
Hi, kids.
It's creepy.
Live streaming, right? For the first time. Is this on YouTube or?
This is not going to go well.
YouTube and Twitter.
To our technical advisor.
Nice. Oh, I'm in there. Okay. All right, cool. But I don't want to cut off Vic. All right, we look good. We look good, guys.
I'm going to sit up for the whole pod. I got to deal with props.
Yeah, exactly.
Prop Darren Besa.
All right.
Throw a prop at you.
We ready for this, gentlemen?
Guys in shorts, you are connected.
Oh,
hey,
When
easy.
you are ready to Zcast.
that's not Siri.
Yeah, that's not
Why is it playing music?
Because we're ready.
We're in an elevator right now.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
The robots are taking over.
Oh, we might. Let's see. Okay, it's going. We're live.
Somebody shot me.
Money shot. That's inappropriate.
All right, gentlemen.
Let's do this.
We ready? Hold on. Finish my beer.
I'm saving that for the pod.
Oh, yeah.
Save it for
the
pod.
Careful, the Kings guys will be none too pleased.
That's exactly why I'm doing it.
That's the gummy dick screw.
Wow.
Come on, guys, get it straight.
Wow. Get it straight? Wow.
This-
Full of
You
fun.
didn't
This-
even mean that one, did you?
This streamcast brought to you by Macaweenie. Macaweenie and cheese.
Whenever you need some macaweenies.
It's the
Yeah.
weeniest.
Need to get them as a
It's so
sponsor.
weeniest.
Yeah, when's their commercial?
Yeah, right.
We're all cheesy.
Awesome.
Here we go. All right, let's do this. We are Guys in Short Sports Los Angeles. Don't look now, but the baby Lakers are on a 2-game win streak with monster wins against Miami and Orlando. That's pretty exciting for the Lakers. We got to get excited about 2 games.
Right.
Not to be outdone, the Clippers are on a 4-game win streak. That streak is, of course, going to end Saturday when the Clips play the Lakers in their first meeting since the infamous Christmas Massacre.
Is that what they're calling it?
Yeah.
Everyone calls it that.
Yeah,
If you haven't
yeah.
heard, you're just not paying attention. In this show, we're also updating you on the Kings, the Rams head coach search, and rumor has it, we even have some Galaxy news. Hammer, is this true?
Hey, the galaxy never sleeps.
No, they don't.
Okay.
Much to Ben's
Okay.
That
chagrin.
wasn't a soccer one. That was just existential thinking.
Also, big news, guys. Writer and producer for Fox Sports. Not sure if you've heard of it,
Is that
but they're kind of a big deal in the
a
sports
podcast?
world.
Is that a podcast?
Fox Sports. Jason Palmer is
Nice.
calling into the show. He writes all those 45-second shorts that you see before
Those are great.
the
I love those.
Yeah,
game,
those
NFL
are
games
very
on
cool.
Fox. Yeah, they're
Awesome
hilarious. We got that guy calling in. Pretty big deal. That is a hell of a show, so let's get to it. I am Jeff Wilson, and that is Victor Costello.
NFL on the shelf.
Yes, one of Jason's shorts, Darren Besa,
What is going on?
and Eric, the Portuguese Hammer Vieira.
Oh, that King's beer tastes great.
Yeah, thank you, Kings guys, for paying us back for our beers.
The King's Show
You won
sucks
it,
at
Darren.
fantasy football.
They do.
And they owe us beer, and it is delicious. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you so
We'll
much.
get you a nipple for that one.
Uh,
We're missing someone.
you must
today,
be
too.
wondering where Ben Garcia is. He is, I don't even know where he is.
I
He's
think
on a work trip.
He's writing the inaugural address for President-elect.
Oh, yes. That actually
It's a good fit. It's
is
a good fit.
is a very good fit.
I don't know
I
about
like-
you guys, but I love sitting right in the middle of this couch.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
sharing with
Darren's all
this guy.
spread out. And,
yeah.
Yeah, just keep your pants on. I like to
That's
think
right.
Ben is at home in a puddle of his tears after the
Oh.
Raiders
He knew
lost.
this was coming. Everyone knew this was coming.
Yeah,
it was expected.
but still, that
Yeah, but
that just
still.
has to hurt. That just has to hurt. Well, we'll shelf the Raiders
Nice.
talk for next week when
He's
we
got
have
the-
Ben back.
He's got the whole off season to.
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
to recuperate.
Thoughts and prayers, Ben. Thoughts and prayers. All right, let's start with the Lakers. They're on a 2-game win streak. They're 15-26. We're halfway to 30 wins.
Ooh, we're on fire.
Seriously. Seriously.
Vic, how are the Lakers looking?
Well, they lost tonight. So,
Did they lose? At time of recording,
Yeah,
a
they
few
got
minutes
ugly.
ago, they
It
were
was
down.
close at one
they
point
were
in time
up.
in the third.
it was close. They were up for a lot of the game, and then
Dang
they
it!
got
So
blown
they're
out.
not on a 2-game win streak anymore.
Well, they were. I mean,
They were.
they
You're right.
were.
It's
Yeah.
the little victories we got to
Yeah.
celebrate.
It's the baby victories.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Baby Lakers.
hashtag
Well played.
baby Laker. You know what? Last week, Ben and I got into a little tiff.
Did you? I hadn't noticed.
About Brandon Ingram.
Yeah.
And further proof that our podcast reaches more ears than we're aware of. As soon as that podcast came out, and by as soon as I mean a few days later, Brandon Ingram went on a 2-game tear.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Oh.
Coincidence?
think
Yeah.
that.
No.
Oh.
We called him out, and he responded.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Scored
Well done, Brandon.
back-to-back games of 17 points. He looked like the player that we all thought he was.
All 110
rebounding.
pounds of him, huh?
Yeah. He's still bouncing off of people, but he was making the shots this time. I mean, he had two games there where he played really, really well, and I mean, you see it. You see flashes of it. I think part of the problem is that obviously he's so skinny. He's learning a new system, and everybody on that team is trying to learn exactly what their role is. And Brandon, I think, is just going to take a little bit longer to figure out exactly. I mean, you have guys on that team that want to be the leader, and I don't think that's going to be Brandon's role. So it's going to take a little bit of time for him to figure out exactly what his role is. But I have no doubt that he's going to be fine. And this team is actually, 2 or 3 years down the line, and this team is going to be good.
Yeah, we put
Yeah.
a Twitter poll. Do you keep this baby Lakers core together, or do you trade for a superstar? And the majority said to keep this core together.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. If you keep this core together, we could be watching something special develop. What did you think of Jordan Clarkson getting into a scuffle?
Oh man, he squared
yeah,
up. I don't know if you guys saw it or not, but he squared. I mean, he was ready to roll. He was like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah, first he threw a nice,
Yeah.
dirty elbow
He really
to
did.
start it off.
Yeah. Good Jeff Hornacek, or not Jeff Hornacek. I think Jeff. No, it was or what
Bill
was
Laimbeer.
Bill Laimbeer-ish.
Kick your
Yeah,
angry
that's
white
better. Yeah.
forward.
Yeah.
Good
Love
elbow. And then he made a comment after the game that the reason why he squared up was because Kobe had always told him to make sure your hands are up, and just in case, you never know what's going to happen, keep your hands up. And I think Kobe was more talking about when he's like don't just I'm not going to throw a punch.
He didn't
Right.
mean like
Yeah.
a 40s boxer.
He didn't mean like a boxing stance, but I could be wrong. I don't know. But you know what's crazy is I heard one of the things I was talking to Eric about earlier was that and we haven't mentioned it on the podcast yet, is that in the first week of January, up until that point, the Lakers had played the most games out of anybody in the league, and the majority of those were on the road. So that might be a good reason why that they sank so
a bit of
low
a
as they
slump,
did.
yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, so
All
I'm
right.
excited to see what this, the next part of this home trip is gonna bring out, because they won the 2 at home. I mean, home cooking's always nice. So not an excuse for them losing, but maybe just a reason, a small little reason why the slide. I mean, you have the injuries and
A
everything.
road
down,
trip
but
like that would be tough on any team.
any team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love
so-
it.
He's not like a complete 180 from last week, guys. Last week you guys were all down on them.
Yeah.
Now that you guys sound so optimistic.
Yeah, it's because Ben is not in the room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is it this
Yeah.
guy?
The hatred is gone, so we're all good.
I love it. All right, well, let's talk a little Clippers. They're seem to be back to form with 4-game win streak. They've got a few days off before they play us on Saturday, the 14th.
What do you mean by us?
I mean us, as in the Lakers. Wouldn't be a Clippers update if we didn't turn it right back around and talk about the Lakers.
Just wanted to clarify.
The Clippers are 26 and 14th, still second behind Golden State. I mean, have they righted the ship?
I don't know. I feel like this is the same update every week. We're just not going to know until we get to playoff basketball
yeah.
time. This is just the Clippers are just going to do what they need to do to get in the playoffs, and then we'll see what happens once we get there. Because I love our show, but it's the same story with the Clippers.
Yeah.
They're up, they're down, and they're just going to do enough. I don't think they're going to show their hand, until they get into the playoffs.
God bless us. Because if it was the Lakers, we would make
We'd
up
fight.
stuff to talk about. But if the Clippers, it's like, we're not going to spend time. We're just gonna tread water until the
But
playoffs.
I think part of the problem is what we've talked about, is that they haven't shown us in the playoffs that they can win.
Oh yeah.
And so until they can do that, I'm on board with Eric. They're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be one of the best teams in the playoffs. I actually predicted them to win, so I think they are going to do well in the playoffs this year. But they still have to prove it to teams, and that's the one thing that they have. I mean, Golden State has been good for how many years, and they've already won the championship.
Yeah.
So I think the not having the thrill of this team is totally warranted for everybody.
The
I
bloom
think.
was kind of off the rose.
Yeah,
I have a new
exactly.
take. For the past 2 years, JJ Redick has had a great haircut.
Oh.
He keeps his grooming game really strong.
I like it.
I respect that. So I think that we needed something
There you
new
go.
to update there.
There
So,
you
yeah.
go.
JJ
Yeah.
Redick, I
All
salute
right.
you for your grooming practices.
Love that. That's a great note to end it on. Moving on.
Go Clippers.
As long as we're powering things out, let's talk a little football.
Yes.
Even though the Rams season is long over.
We lost last week. It was a hard game.
No,
Whoa,
no,
whoa,
it's
whoa!
all good. The season was over
Okay,
like,
all right.
months ago.
muscle
actually, but
memory.
Exactly.
we were going through the motions the last few weeks. But yes, Darren, our Rams correspondent, why don't you update us on the coach search?
Oh, you mean the coaching carousel that just goes round and round,
Yes.
leaving no stone unturned.
You left. How many coaches are they interviewing or scheduled to interview?
By the time this coaching interview session is done, it's probably going to hit around 13 to 14 head coaches.
Wow.
Going to be interviewed. So yeah, we're obviously we are tackling everybody: offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, linebacker coaches, interim head coaches. We interviewed.
You guys should have tackled people during the season.
I was going to say
that
that.
would help.
Good choice of words.
We're
Darren,
not-
I got a question
Yeah.
for you. What quality would you like most in a coach? Obviously, the right coach is the right coach, but if you had to pick from offensive coordinator or defensive coordinator, or had some head coaching experience, or is like fresh meat, is there like an ideal scenario you'd like to see?
Certain qualities that I would look for in a head coach is probably some of the qualities that a lot of these Rams players were saying during their exit interviews last week. One of them was the accountability. A lot of these players who are making mistakes on the field, there's nobody on the coaching staff that is holding them accountable for the mistakes that they're having. Greg Robinson was probably the only person who's held accountable just because he took a game off or so. That might have helped a little bit, but you know what? Other than accountability, I just want somebody to give them life.
Mhm.
Give them some drive into the system. I think, Vic, you mentioned there was an article that you said that it's like going to cupcake camp.
Right.
There's no ambition to do well on a team. And the results at the end of Sunday are shown that, because although they might have 8 hours of good practices, maybe they're hitting the books for about 4 hours a day, the end result is the other team winning. So you know what? They're maybe practicing 9 hours a day, and they're doing it better than you guys are.
Right.
Yeah.
So
I think there was a coach that once said, "Hey, we're just having fun out there."
yeah,
That sums it up. You need the opposite
Yeah.
of that.
we need
Yeah.
the opposite of that. And obviously, Jeff Fisher was not that guy. He's out of there, and that's why, you know what, we're interviewing 13, 14 possible candidates.
So what have you heard so far?
Well, some of the notable coaches that are being looked at so far are the offensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. That would be Josh McDaniels. Matt Patricia, who is the defensive coordinator for the New England Patriots. He's literally a rocket scientist.
Nice.
Really?
Yeah. He's literally a rock scientist before Belichick.
What is he
hired him.
doing in the NFL?
Yeah.
Well, he knows the system.
Getting paid.
He's getting paid big time too. Standouts, Sean McVay. He is a 30-year-old assistant coach for the Washington Redskins. Used to be there for the. He used to do some wide receiver coaching over there. Did some tight end over there. But he's kind of the driving force behind Kirk Cousins right now. But
Do you like that?
well,
That was a Kirk
I
Cousins
think-
joke, guys.
Kirk Cousins' cousin.
Well done. That flew under the radar.
But the issue that with Sean McVay is he's 30 years old.
30 years
Yeah.
old. Yeah.
I mean, I was 32. What? 2 years ago.
If you
I don't know
haven't,
about you guys.
yeah, right now, maybe plus 8 or 9 years. If you haven't heard it on Mason and Ireland today, so this would be on Tuesday's podcast for Mason and Ireland, listen to hour 2. There's an interview with Chris Cooley, who was a tight end for Washington and was coached by Sean McVay. And he came in when Chris Cooley's got several years on him because he's since retired now. And I'll tell you what, the interview's good. I think he kind of made a strong argument for McVay and kind of putting any worry about his youth to rest.
If you're going to go for that's a fresh start.
Yeah.
How are you going to get experience unless you get experience?
Yeah,
So
it's the Luke Walton of for the
makes
Rams,
sense.
you know?
Yeah.
I mean, and I think
spent a lot of time crafting that statement.
Yeah. Let's face it, the Rams, they need a coach that can win, but I think they also need someone that they can sell to the LA fan base or that has some sort of story to it, or somebody you can get excited
he's the
about.
Wonder Kid.
Yes, you can say he's the Luke Walton of the Rams. You know, it worked for that. And now, obviously, then he's going to have to prove it. But you could sell that to LA, and I'd be like, oh, okay, you know.
It piques interest.
Yeah, but you could probably sell it. But what happens when a 30-year-old goes into the locker room and tries to pump up his team? I mean, you have veterans on the team that, they're wise, and they're going to look at this 30-year-old kid.
Well, Chris Cooley said the same thing because he was a tight end, and McVay was the tight end coach when he came in.
All right.
And he said, when he first came in, I was like, this kid is not telling me nothing. But within 3 days or so, that was out the window because this kid is a football savant.
Nice.
He's grown up around football. I guess his grandfather was with the 49ers in the Joe Montana days. And he's sleep and breathes football his entire life and is just a Rain Man with it. And he said for him, it wasn't necessarily that he made him a better player, not necessarily because of coaching style, but because he didn't want this kid to know more about football than him. Yeah. So he studied more. He learned more of the game. Yeah. He learned defensive schemes, being on the offensive side and stuff like that. When you have someone that doesn't just talk the talk, that walks the walk, it does make you step up your game.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, anyway, check out that interview because it is a solid argument for him.
Yeah, as far as for McVay, he did blow the socks off the Rams, the people who interviewed for him. So he blew the socks off of 49ers too. So that may be a possibility that McVay be coming over. Again, you know what? We won't know until I think we tried to interview Kyle Shanahan on Saturday. Unfortunately, we couldn't get out to Atlanta. So we're going to go ahead and interview him come Sunday.
Okay.
They play Saturday. So that's still a possibility. But at that point in time, I think once Kyle Shanahan interview ends, that decision will eventually be made.
Gotcha.
To bring it back to McVay, too, another reason why I kind of like that idea is how many times do you see the same coaches get recycled over and over?
Yeah.
We joked about Rex Ryan coming to the Rams. How disappointing would you be if the guy who's had 3 or 4 goes and we've seen him fail to see him come to the Rams? Just get someone new, and maybe he's a savant, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but at least you take a flyer on it. I mean, what do the Rams really have to lose at this point?
Well, could we lose more fans? Well, maybe a possibility.
Let's find out.
Let's not. All right, we got to take a quick break. But when we come back, we have a call with Jason Palmer from Fox Sports. And also, we got Kings News and Galaxy Update. Everybody's favorite.
Oh, they're waiting. Chomping at the bit. Just
Ben's
fast forward
not
to
here.
the end,
It's not
guys.
gonna... We'll be right back. It's not the same without Ben here doing a Galaxy Update.
I'll play Ben's role.
Yeah, we got to really
I know. Benjamin, we love you. Do we need to cool this place down? This is usually where we have to turn on the air conditioning because 4 or 5 dudes in a room,
even with cold weather.
yeah, gets a little hot.
I forget that
Although it's
recording
not too
is.
bad.
I just need to stand for my
Do we want to keep
sciatica.
the thing going?
Yes.
Was anybody watching, or do you know?
I have no idea.
Gonna get a Santa Pez here. No big deal.
Glamorous.
right.
Glamorous.
Anybody need a beer?
I'm good.
I'm good. Those watching at home, be sure to get your Guys in Shorts fan gear here. Can you see that? Oh yeah, check it out at the store. I've got mine on. Eric's got his on. Vic, what are you
I
wearing?
got mine on.
You got yours on?
Oh yeah.
Darren, let's see your Guys in Shorts shirt.
What?
Oh,
I'm kind of cold, so
Darren doesn't
I'm gonna
have
zip up my
Guys
jacket
in
now.
Shorts
This
shirt on.
guy.
Why do you hate your podcast?
Seriously.
Not cool, man. Not cool.
It's in the mail.
Actually, in that same segment, that Mason and Ireland segment, they talked about Sosha
All right.
and getting rid of Sosha.
He has to go, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm a little bit more optimistic, but I don't think the Angels have changed much. I don't think, really, honestly, that this year is going to pan out compared
Yeah,
to
no.
last year. I mean,
I refuse to believe it. We're winning the World Series this year.
wow. All right. Is that your bold prediction now?
Oh, yes. It's not even bold. That's just
Is this
truth.
going to happen?
Drop some knowledge on you. No, it was actually good. Mason is on the get rid of Sosha train.
I'm with me.
Yeah, I think you have to. There's
Yeah.
what's the reason for keeping him?
16 seasons now. No,
Yeah.
17 seasons.
There's
No,
no reason.
I'm on board. I agree. Although, so his argument was, yep, there's the other Guys in Short shirt. Love it.
Eric,
Get
give me
your
my
gear.
shirt back.
Don't be a
Take it
Darren.
off.
Get your
Take
Guys in
it
Shorts shirt. Yeah, his argument was that Sosha doesn't buy into the metrics and stats and everything that all the that everyone is coming around on.
Well, that was
And that
Billy Epler's big thing when he came
Right.
into town, is that he
Well-
hired a team to bring on some stats, but I
Well-
don't think really Sosha was on board with it in
Yeah.
the beginning.
Well, that was what DePoto said when he left. That was part of the reason they butted heads, was because he is a metrics guy and Sosha is not.
And look how well Seattle did.
But yeah, exactly. So, but I guess Epler has since said that Sosha is more
Inclined. to.
interested
Yeah.
in all information available. So maybe that means he's coming around, and maybe that means
Well, I think he has to.
a
I mean,
change.
if he wants to
yeah,
keep,
you want to keep up.
well, I mean, what's his name from the Cubs? That was at the Red Sox.
Theo Epstein?
Yeah. I mean, he's the guy that won the World Series for the Red Sox, goes to the Cubs, and is like, oh, you guys haven't won in longer than the Red Sox?
Yeah.
Hold on, let me do something for you. And that's
Hold
his
my
whole
beer.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
his whole thing is this metrics thing. So, I mean,
Yeah.
can we bring him over to the Dodgers? Is that possible? How much would it cost to bring him
Next.
over to the Dodgers? Yeah.
No, we're talking Angels.
Don't be selfish.
Yeah.
Darren.
What do you guys think about
Czar.
yourself?
When Joe Madden was available, talking about getting Joe
Oh,
Madden,
yeah.
Imagine how that could have played out differently.
Yeah.
All right,
Blood Spot.
we weren't even recording that.
You gotta tie that in there.
Yeah. All right. So, behind the scenes tip, we actually already recorded the interview with Jason Palmer. So actually, why don't you run to the bathroom real quick? When you come back, we'll already be past the Jason Palmer interview. It was that fast. So we'll come right out of the interview. We didn't do like an outro to the interview, so
Okay.
we'll just kind of.
Did Crew
Oh, actually,
Benedict's get us
you know
live
what?
beer?
We need to
They really
Yeah.
did.
They
I'm
swapped
I'm
off.
surprised they didn't give us natural light.
I researched that week.
We do
We
need to be.
should,
We do need to be
let's
more
call him out.
specific. I'll tell you what.
Let's
The
call
free
him out
beer.
on Instagram. Let's take a picture, dude. With a sad face, Eric. You've got to have a sad face.
Should we?
All right, ready? Oh, hold on. I don't have
You
it.
need me in there.
All right, ready? although this might not all make it on
Get whatever you get.
on Instagram because it's a square.
You're a square.
All right.
You're a square.
I'm not crying.
What'd
You're
you call
crying.
me?
It's cool to wear your pants.
So we'll come out of the commercial and
I'll
go
send you
into the.
because you're better at captioning than I am.
Strong man to admit when you're right.
You're right. You're right. You're always right. Here we go. We are back, and we are fortunate enough to have on the phone with us the director of all those 45-second shorts that you see on Fox Sports before the football games.
Yeah,
the funny shorts. That when you think of like dream gigs, if you're a football fan, that's not a bad one, right?
No,
I feel like
not at
that's
all.
got to be up
Rip
there.
on football once a week. I'll take that gig.
Oh, absolutely. Well, fortunately, we have on the phone with us writer and producer of those shorts from Fox Sports, Jason Palmer. Yeah!
Woo!
All right.
Shorts on shorts.
Hey. Love.
Those shorts.
Yeah.
You guys need to give it up. I'm dropping
Damn,
dimes.
you are dropping dimes. You're on fire tonight. All right. Now we did the interview, and we're coming out of it. Yeah.
Hocus pocus.
Good dude, right?
Nice. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Good guy. It's funny because I've known him forever. Never really knew he was a football fan until he started posting all the links to the videos that he's making with, by the way, like some big names.
That's great.
Olivia Munn and
Some real people.
real people that I've heard of.
And a Wookiee head coach.
He got Chewbacca in his shorts for crying out
I
loud.
don't know how they got him to call in. That's
Yeah. I don't know.
Incredible. Oh, good stuff. All right. Well, we need to wrap this up because we are going way long. So I just want to touch on the Kings, which, as you should know by now, if you want your Kings news, you go to the Guys in Shorts Kings show. Talk to those yahoos, which, real quick, we are enjoying their beer that they purchased for
I
us.
don't know if enjoying might not be the word. They would
I
have
mean,
liked beer.
I'm
it's kind of weak.
I'm fine with Miller Lite. We should have specified though which beer they needed to buy when they lost to us in fantasy football.
Whatever beer they were drinking that they took from us. I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory.
They do drink all your beer.
Yeah.
Oh. So the Kings have gone 2-2 in the past week. They had back-to-back wins against the Sharks, though, which I feel like
some
we
overtime
need
wins
to.
in there too, right?
OT,
Yes,
yeah.
they did. They did.
It's like their whole season.
They're 20-17 with 44 points. But check out the Kings show this week because we had a call in from Darren Pfeiffer, who you might not recognize that name, but he is a writer for the blog on AM 570 for their Kings Corner segment. But even more so, he's the drummer or was the drummer for Goldfinger.
Wow.
Like
nice.
the band back in the 90s.
crazy.
Yeah. He parlayed that into like a gig writing music for the Kings, like the pep music for the games. And so he worked with them for a while, and then now he's doing this. And
between Jason and him, we've got some.
Yeah,
life
I know. Guys in Shorts is coming up.
Nice.
2017 is our year.
It's our year.
Yeah. So anyway, definitely check out the Kings show for that.
When's
What
the
else we
All-Star
got?
game? You know?
Nobody knows.
Yeah.
NHL
I don't think it's
All-Star game?
been. I don't think it's been planned yet.
It's in LA. Kings are hosting, Jeff.
Oh,
Thanks, host of the Kings show.
that's just speculation.
Yeah.
That's just speculation. It's hearsay.
Don't believe what you read. Fake news.
We heard from it laughs.
All right. I believe we have some Galaxy news to wrap up the show
everyone's
with.
waiting.
Yeah, sitting on pins and needles. Ben, you're going to tune out at this point, so good night. Hope you enjoyed
Have a good
yourself.
one, Ben. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks for listening. All right, what do we got, Hammer?
So, in honor of the King's light beer, I have some light Galaxy news here.
Ooh.
Just a little sprinkling, a dab of Galaxy news.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when Bruce Arena left for the men's national team, he basically pillaged the entire coaching staff of the LA Galaxy. So he took all the assistants, goalkeeping coaches. So he pretty much left Kurt Anolfo. Gardeners, secretarial staff.
Yeah.
Surprised he didn't take Cosmo, the mascot.
He took the guy in the costume.
Yeah.
Why is
It's a
Chuck
costume?
the Condor at Galaxy
Yeah.
Games now?
Yeah.
Can you take some of the Rams
Don't
coaches
you
too?
dare. Not for our country.
You took Jeff Fisher?
So
jeez.
Kurt Anolfo, who was the LA Galaxy 2 coach, was named our head coach. So he basically brought a lot of the staff that he had with him. He brought Rob Becerra and Daniel Gonzalez from Los Dos, the LA Galaxy 2. So it seems like a natural move that he brought the coaching staff that he had with him on the reserve team. He brought them with him up to the senior team. The only other addition that was on there was former LA Galaxy and U.S. national team member Ante Razov. So he was a kind of a legend of the league, had a few caps for the U.S. national team.
Played
Played
with
with
Eddie
the
Lewis
Galaxy,
on
yeah,
the,
played
in,
with Eddie
in the
Lewis.
club team, yeah.
Shout out
wait,
to Eddie
not
Lewis.
on the
Yeah,
Galaxy.
yeah,
Nice.
on the club team, yeah.
See, Victor's played with everybody.
Yeah.
It's like
Let's play
Wolverine.
6
Played for
degrees
Vince
of
for
Victor
centuries.
Costello. Link Victor to Pele.
I believe it.
Yeah.
And then the other news that we have with the Galaxy is on my Christmas list for the Galaxy was 2 designated players. So for those of you who may not know, a designated player is basically any player that's signed that it doesn't count onto the salary cap. So this allows them to offer more money and go after big name signings. It was kind of nicknamed the David Beckham rule because he was the first player that they were able to get under that rule. So we currently have 2 spots available. Each team is allowed to have 3 designated player slots, and we only have 1 that's filled by Giovanni Dos Santos. So speaking of Giovanni Dos Santos, the rumor going around is that the Galaxy is pursuing Giovanni's brother, Jonathan Dos Santos.
Oh.
So he's
I thought
currently
you were going to say Frank Dos Santos.
Well, I mean,
Frank Stallone Dos Santos.
it makes sense because you can't have Uno Santos. You have to have
Dos.
Dos.
Oh, yes.
Dos Santos. How did-
Wow.
With the coach from Los Dos.
Yes.
Where have we
Oh
gone?
my
Sense
God.
of
Hashtag,
humor.
hashtag dad jokes.
Hashtag Dos is wild. So,
Oh, we're derailing
Yeah,
fast.
yeah, exactly.
Galaxy segment
Back on
is
track.
definitely getting cut at the end of the night. So currently he's playing for Villarreal in Spain, and that's actually where Giovanni played from 2013 to 2015 before he transferred to the Galaxy. So this is actually going to be the second club where they'd be playing together as brothers. He's also played together for the Mexican national team. So he fills a gap. There's been a gap at defensive midfield that was left when Steven Gerrard left. So he'd kind of fill that gap, and at 26, he makes the Galaxy younger, which is what we want. So it kind of checks all the boxes. I kind of like the signing. When Gio signed, there was a spike in attendance because of the sport with Mexican national team fans. So this, with his brother coming in, you'd get a little bit more of those draw with the Mexican national team fans. So I like the signing. If Giovanni Dos Santos is the sizzle, Jonathan Dos Santos is the steak. He's a little bit more of the
Nice.
scrappier guy. He's a more physical player. So, some might even argue that he's more effective on the field. Because Giovanni Dos Santos, when he's on, but there are games where it doesn't feel like he touches the ball or he's even involved. Jonathan Dos Santos is going to be part of your engine of the team. So I would be, very happy if this rumor turned out to be true.
Nice.
The rumor is that he's expensive. It's going to cost the Galaxy a lot of money. And they've said publicly that they want to cut costs, whatever that's supposed to mean. So I don't know if they're cutting costs with staff or they're cutting costs with players. So we'll see how it goes. But Kevin Baxter of the LA Times is writing about it. Josh Gussman from Corner of the Galaxy is writing about it. So usually when there's smoke, there's fire. When you see these reliable sources start to talk about it, it kind of lets you know that maybe there's something going on. So the next rumor, I have one final rumor
Wow.
to bring you. It has me a little bit excited. It's 25-year-old Aruban winger, or no, Aruban
I don't know how to
from Aruba.
Yeah, I don't know how to-
He's from Aruba. His name is Gregor Breinberg.
Ooh,
And so
Game of
he's,
Thrones
yeah,
character.
he's currently playing in the Dutch League. I have no idea who this guy is, but it excites me a little bit. And let me tell you why. So last year they signed our big, bald, beautiful Belgian, Jelle Van Dam.
There he is.
And at the time I had no idea who he was. And he turned out to be the Galaxy's best player last season. So the Galaxy, in their game in the past, their bread and butter has signed the big name stars. But when you say big name stars, that's a synonym for they're old because they've been around.
Yeah.
So they have the big name. So it seems like the new strategy in Major League Soccer is to go after kind of that diamond in the rough, that person who maybe is not playing at a big club, they're playing at a smaller European club, and you bring them over and maybe they can kind of break out in Major League Soccer. So again, not knowing anything about this guy, I can be totally wrong, but if the Galaxy is pursuing him, it might be something exciting for them, because he may be, he's 25 years old. He might be able to come here and make an impact. So we'll see how that works out. Galaxy has done this before with Sebastian Lletget, who they brought from West Ham, which is kind of a lower level club in England. And then with Emmanuel Boateng, not from Game of Thrones, a Swedish team as well. So this may be like the new trend, is to go after younger guys who maybe aren't the big names, but they're going to have an impact on the team. So even though I know absolutely nothing about him, this could be a big signing for the Galaxy. It could end up being something nice.
You go after the younger guy, though, you pay him less. And
yes.
Isn't that what they're going for?
Yes, that's what they're doing. With the exception of Jonathan Dos Santos, they're going to have to break out the checkbook for him, because he's a little more established. But yeah, when you're going with a guy from Aruba who's playing in the Netherlands, you're not going to pay a premium for that guy.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe in one of our earlier podcasts, that's what you wanted the Galaxy to do.
Get younger.
That's
what we want.
Once again, just proof that people listen to this
People
podcast.
listen.
They really
I
do.
love it. We're really doing it, guys.
I want to bring up one thing really quick, because the national championship game just happened, right? Comes in, beat Alabama, great game, blah, 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 whatever, USC wasn't in it. I have a question. I'm not a big, huge college football fan, as you can tell when they're talking about USC, I'm like gone. But
you're here for those?
Yeah, apparently, I don't know. My question is okay, so none of the quarterbacks call their own plays, right? Mm-hmm. It's always the sideline with those big-ass cards. They're not hiding anything. Mm-hmm. If I'm a head coach, the first thing I do is go find the nerdiest in the math department or the tech department or the science, whoever it is that claims that they're a code breaker, and say, you're my assistant to the assistant to the assistant of ball boys.
Yeah.
And you put him on the sideline, and his only job is to break the code. Of the cards that they're showing everybody. That blows my mind.
I'm going to have to do some research, because I would think that seems plausible. So I would think that the plays probably change from week to week. Or maybe
I'm talking about in-game.
And I'm thinking even with the same game, the same play might have a different card.
But they have
twice.
But they have to show.
There needs to be some common.
It has to, because like in baseball, they have they go through their signs and they have the signal. So once he taps his elbow and he goes to his knee, the elbow is the sign that we're changing it. There has to be a way to break that code, and it blows my mind that they're showing like everybody what the next play is.
Yeah,
Victor, you know what
I just wanted to bring that up.
You know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing you can apply for a new job.
Yes.
Done.
Your code cracking finally has.
And then we'll write a movie about it.
Oh,
nice.
A job. Yeah.
Nice.
Where you can legally make money.
Yeah, I can pod from there. It's fine.
Oh,
you gotta go back every Tuesday.
Yeah. You'll be doing call-ins from your fancy job in your ivory tower. Whatever, Vic. All right, we got to get out of here.
Is still on? Are we still recording?
I think so. Yeah, we're still going. What do you know? Real quick, shout out to Rod De La Fuente. Took first in the FanDuel League.
Enjoy your winnings.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll keep playing as long as they keep pumping out FanDuel weeks. Do we still get FanDuel this weekend? And
every week. I mean, if
there's games, we get them.
Listen, it's a gambling site. They will find a way to take your money.
Yes, absolutely. So we will do that. All right, we're out of here. We are Guys in Shorts. Follow us on Twitter at Guys in Shorts LA. Find us on Facebook. Check out the website guysinshorts.com. And while you're there, go to the store. We got merch. Yeah, all your Guys in Shorts merch is on there. If you'd like to leave a voicemail for us, Darren.
Debbie Downer.
Yeah, call us at 562-450-3356. And as always, please spread the word about Guys in Shorts Sports to all your friends and family, even your enemies. Tell them to.
Yeah, tell everybody. Tell a friend, tell an enemy.
And Ben, we love you.
Oh, Ben. We miss you, buddy. Yeah, in honor of Ben. Oh, I am Jeff Wilson for Victor Costello, Darren Besa, and Eric the Portuguese Hammer Vieira. We'll see you guys next week. Peace. Hoop, hoop.
We at least had one person. The reason why I was waving my phone because somebody texted me, "Flip up your phone right now." Go ahead and show our users our sponsor once again for this.
Oh,
episode.
yes. Our sponsor for this episode was
Mac and Weenie.
Macaroni and Cheese.
When you just need a
Yes.
juicy weenie in your mouth.
Yes.
In your mouth.
In your mouth.
It's hard to get, but it goes down smooth. Wait, what? I don't know.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
We'll work on that. We'll workshop that.
Fit as many as you can. No. That's not good either.
In your mouth.